Hey everyone, it's your professional sarcastic man and seeker of attention, Chris here with a review of Avengers No Surrender 683, aka Part 9. I like the other ones. The story did kind of progress, but I'll say the title of this video. Obvious revelation was obvious. To get that into context, I will spoil the ending for this issue, but I think everyone guessed that this was going to happen, so it's boring. So we start off, one of the pyramids has been unleashed into a hospital, and it's sending all these spirits against the people, and coincidentally, Beast and Wasp are trying to save Jarvis at the same time. And what I like about here is, like, this is probably the only time Wasp has been likable. Like, I didn't read Unstoppable Wasp. I heard it was complete trash. In these previous issues, Wasp, Nadia has not been interesting at all. But she's willing to sacrifice herself. She's not willing to sacrifice, willing to sacrifice herself for everyone. She's sacrificing herself to Jarvis. Jarvis is the most important person in her life, and she feels like I would die for him. So I did like that about the Wasp, about Nadia. It's probably, like I said, the only interesting thing or likable thing I have with Nadia. Van Dyne. Was it still? Oh no, it's Van Dyne because she got adopted by Jane. And I do like, besides, there's two of me, two Wasps. Anyway, me and Jen, maybe we don't need both. Exactly. There does not need to be two Wasps. Much like there shouldn't be two Thors, two Hulks, two Iron Men, two Captain America, and with Voyager, two Sentries. So she goes to sacrifice herself, but it doesn't work. So noble sacrifice was wasted. And Beast goes inside of Jarvis's brain to cure him of the alien that's infecting him. And I love how, if you remember in the first issue how it was the second or third issue, when they're talking about Voyager being stuck outside of time, and it just lazily showed like covers of just like throughout Marvel's history, and at least here with Jarvis, like they're showing history and they're putting it to like the time, like the era of what they're depicting. It's like, so you were lazy in one part, you're not lazy in this part. So skip a couple of pages, and here we go. Obvious revelation is obvious. Once Voyager was announced, it was very clear what Voyager was going to be. So what Jarvis reveals is, don't you see, you've all been tricked. Your deepest memories have been altered. There is no Valerie Vector. There is no Voyager. Whoever that woman is, she's not an Avenger. She never was. Called it. We all called it before Avengers No Surrender came out. Obvious. Unless they try to bluff us again, it's like, oh, I'm just pretending to be a villain. I'm actually a hero pretending to be a villain who's pretending to be a hero. But in the meantime, obvious. Obvious revelation was obvious. It's just, this still hurts my head. It didn't hurt my head as much as the previous issues, which just wasted my time. This one, it actually felt short. It felt shorter than the rest. And it did kind of progress the whole Voyager plotline, but Marvel, this still does not need to be an event or crossover. You know, the much how like Marvel's Fresh Start, they're calling it a line-wide overhaul, which is code for relaunch, since a lot of them are going back to number ones. So this is obviously supposed to be an event, but they're calling it a crossover. Either way, pointless, did not need to exist. So, done with that one. So we'll go to Black Bolt, number 11. I don't hear a lot of good things about the writer, Saladin Ahmed, I think that his name is. But what I will say is that he writes a damn good Black Bolt series. It's a weird one. It's like, I don't know, it's similar to Moon Knight and Bemis, except I have not heard anything lately from Ahmed, but I don't hear a lot of good things about him. And Black Bolt is one I would definitely recommend. Moon Knight, on the other hand, is just like read it, but don't look up what the writer does, because it will ruin your experience. I haven't seen anything of what Ahmed has said, so it hasn't really ruined my experience of Black Bolt. It's a really good series. It's one of the gems of Marvel. So we skip through, and it turns out that Blinky, that little kid, that alien kid that Black Bolt brought back with him after they escaped from that jail, has taken over him. Since it's a psychic vampire, it laid dormant inside of Blinky and has surfaced. So skip through, and what I do like about Black Bolt, at least in this series, that you don't need words to kind of show what he's thinking, what emotion he has. It works well with such a silent character. I don't know how to phrase it, but that's what I've loved about this Black Bolt series, that you don't need words to kind of connect with the character. And you can tell how he feels just from a single picture, like in this. So, skip forward. Titania wants to help because it's the jailer is the one that killed the absorbing man, her boyfriend or husband, whatever he was. And skip forward, and Blinky brings Ahura, I think that's how you pronounce his name, Black Bolt's son, to his astral form to talk with him to help with the jailer. And like, from what, I'm not that much of an Inhumans historian, but from what I've seen in the Black Bolt series, he has a strained relationship with his son. I think it was that he sold him to, or gave him away to Kang the Conqueror, if I'm right. I believe so. I think it's right. I'll have to reread it. And I do like these panels leading up to it. It's just I think your father called you here. That's impossible. My father isn't capable of asking for help, and I don't mean because of his voice. And yeah. Well, I think Black Bolt called you here to help, even if he didn't mean to. Somehow through the jailer's control, he yada yada yada. How do you know how often I needed him? Was he ever there? Did he ever think about me? He did. The place where we were imprisoned, we all saw each other, learned what was important to each other. Your dad messed up a lot of things, Ahura, but he thought about you all the time, about how he wanted to make it right if he got out, but now he's going to die without getting the chance. And it's like, no, he's not if I can help it. Because I think there's I think it was the first issue of Legacy for Black Bolt. If you haven't seen it, there's a scene where He's confronted by his son, and he sees Blinky, and she's like, "Oh, great! So you're fine with like throwing me away, but you're okay with just replacing me with someone else." And he's just really angry with him, and just Black Belt, no, man of few words, man of no words. He just goes up and hugs him because he's his son. He's missed his son. He loves his son, and he regrets what he did. So we go through it, and that's it. I don't want to spoil it. That's it. You haven't been reading Black Belt, you are actually missing out. It is actually a good series. I'd recommend it that you pick it up from the sorry, you pick it up from the pre-Legacy and this current run. It is very good. Like I said, I don't hear a lot of good things about the writer Ahmed, but he does have a great Black Belt series, and I do like Ward's art style with this. It works very well with this kind of the atmosphere the atmosphere of the story. It works quite well, similar to the artist with the current Mr. Miracle. It works. His art style works very well with that series atmosphere. So that's it for those reviews for Avengers, No Surrender, and Black Belt. Meh. Called that revelation ages ago. Very good. That's it. Subscribe. Like, follow me. Hit the notification bell. Follow me on Twitter. I already said follow. But anyway, I'll see you all next time.